All right, Garcelle. Last year, we confirmed you were coming back to the show. I warned you, season 2, sometimes tougher than the first season. How much tougher was this season?
Well, I hate to say this, but Erica made it a little less tough on me.
Orphans and widows, it makes you feel sick. Did you know any of this?
No one knows the answer but him.
If I can say that. Definitely, this season I felt like I got my bearings and I was, a lot more comfortable and opinionated as I always am. And I think a lot of fun is going to be had, and drama, of course.
Let's talk the drama, because not long into filming this season, you gave an interview where you said...
And they're coming for me, let me just say that. They're coming for me, but I'm ready.
Who was coming for you and what about?
Okay, well, that particular day, Dorit was coming for me. I felt like, she had things that she wanted to get off her chest, rightfully so. So that was where my head was at that day.
Okay, so you were just in a headspace that day. It wasn't necessarily the tone for the whole season that we're going to see. What do you think is going to surprise the fans about season 11?
I think how much we delve into Erica's unfortunate situation. I think also the new girls, we get to know Crystal and her heritage and her background. And then Kathy Hilton, who's a hoot. She's really fun. I think she's just great.
I mean, her short moments in the premiere are wild in and of themselves. Mistaking you for her sister.
Yes, you're right. Not just Kyle, her sister.
A family member.
A family member.
You know what? I think Kathy's living on a little bit of a different frequency than the rest of us, and that's okay.
Completely.
That's the way we like it.
I want to unpack kind of everything you just teased there. Let's start with your tagline.
If you want a starring role in my life, you better drop the act.
Who's the biggest actor in this group? Who needs to drop it the most?
Woo, everybody's a great actor in this group. Everybody should get an Academy Award. Because, I think sometimes people put certain fronts up and it's not really who they are. So I think everybody deserves an Academy Award.
Okay. I would imagine the state of the world this last year forced some people to drop that act because you can't hide behind so much.
You can't hide behind so much. And that was one of the things that I'm really happy about this season is we get to have conversations, tough, uncomfortable conversations that are actually happening in the world. And I think shooting a reality show, if you're not talking about what's really happening in the world, that's a miss mark. So I was really grateful that we had uncomfortable conversations at times.
Well, you step into this season and you make it pretty known you're not going to play the Beverly Hills BS and leave the drama of last year behind.
I think Rinna is trying to own it really quickly so that I don't come for her. So why couldn't you just be there for her? Why couldn't you just let the other girls come after her?
And actually, I spoke to the producers and I said, going back, the first thing I want to do is I want to have 2 sit downs. One with Kyle and one with Rinna, because it was important to me. I don't want to fake it, and I feel like with Rinna, I had a really hard time because we had been friends for so long. And to see her treat another friend that she has known for so long really was disturbing to me.
The way you were with Denise, how can I trust that you won't turn around and do that to me?
Well, I understand that.
You really are holding Lisa accountable to her actions of season 10, and you flat out say in the premiere, in this moment, I don't like you. Mm-hmm. Describe the journey we're going to see the two of you on, because the internet detectives, poking around, realized you refollowed Kyle, you didn't refollow Rinna on Instagram.
No, Rinna for me, it's tough because I felt like she went to a place that was so unnecessary last season.
That was in a lot of ways.
I'm not going to disagree.
So it was hard for me to get around that. And we're still working. I told her flat out that, trust is important and I don't necessarily trust her wholeheartedly. So during the season, you will see us, trying to figure it out. Some good, some not so much.
Do you believe her when she says she cares a lot about you?
Yeah, yeah.
That was a cautious yeah.
I think she wants to make it right, but I don't think you can make it right over one, drinks or dinner.
Right, which I think plays into kind of that concept of sweeping stuff under the rug. I think a lot of people might think you can talk about it one time, it's settled for the cameras, but this goes deeper than that.
Yeah, it goes deeper than that because I considered her a friend, you know?
We did see you and Denise hanging out recently.
We just wanted to say hi.
Hello.
Did you talk at all about kind of the state of things, and how does she feel about still being talked about on a show she's no longer a part of?
I told her what was happening and I told her that we missed her, but I have to tell you, she looks happier and younger since she's left the show.
The stress.
But she's in a good place. I mean, I would love to see her come back. I really do. I understand why she didn't, but I'd love to see her come back.
Was there ever a moment where you thought, I'm not going to come back? This group, I saw what they did to my friend and I can't operate in this group anymore.
You know, I did have those thoughts, and it's a hard show to do. You know, it's somebody asked me about the reel and I said, with the reel, I can totally be myself and have my guard down. With the Housewives, it's different because it's not that type of show. So it was definitely a decision. I mean, I don't know how much longer I'll do it, but I'm here now.
Okay, you're taking it one season at a time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, okay. It's not a career thing for me.
Let's talk about Kyle, because there was this moment at the reunion where
you came to my charity event, raised your paddle to donate $5,000 to Children's Hospital Los Angeles, and never paid.
What? You better watch what you're saying. That is not true.
When you unpack it, you're saying this to a black woman in a certain position. Talk to me about the conversations you had to have with her, and do you think the message got across?
That was the hardest thing because I don't think she understood the ramifications of that. And we got to a place where I say this in my confessional, I didn't want to cuss her out. I wanted to educate her. And I think the way she received it, which is how we've been able to move our relationship forward.
Well, that's good to hear that at least one relationship is moving in the right direction.
Yeah.
And, you know, there's this conversation happening in the fandom and the viewers right now, looking at as these casts introduce women of color into historically white groups, that there's this feeling of being a little bit alone because they're doing one at a time for the most part. And there's not necessarily somebody who's there who speaks the same language of moving through life as a minority, where there's a shorthand that you can kind of look at each other and share these moments. Did Crystal coming into the group change that at all for you?
A little
different experience.
Yeah, different experience, but a little bit. And it's funny because I think the fandom can read my mind. Because just the other day I said, I'm tired of being the only black woman in this group. I'm tired of always being the only black one in the room. But Crystal did definitely, we were able to have, you know, conversations about people seeing color and race. So that was nice to be able to have somebody there to sort of share that experience.
Because I think something that a lot of viewers didn't realize until seeing really the last year, I don't think white people realize the emotional labor that people of color carry day in, day out, just trying to live their lives.
I'm only gonna say I had a big blowout about that on Housewives this season, for sure. I mean, I lost I had enough. I had enough and I needed to let it out, and I didn't even realize I needed to let it out, but I did. I think it's hard. I think if you're not in it, you don't understand. But I think you can no longer use that as an excuse. You know, just because it doesn't affect your life doesn't mean that it's not happening.
It's happening to someone you know.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
If another black woman joined this cast, would that change your point of view about your future on the show? Like if you had, I don't want to use the word ally, but somebody who had a similar lived experience.
I definitely need an ally. That would be fun. Yeah, I mean, I think it would.
You mentioned this conversation around seeing color, which we saw in the trailer.
You don't see color? Are you serious with me right now?
And it seems that Crystal actually pushes Sutton a little bit this season. Talk to me about those experiences and what it was like to see those two go, I don't want to say head to head because it seems like they're actually meaningful conversations and not fights.
Yeah, no, I think they both rubbed each other the wrong way, like right out the gate, both of them. I know when Sutton said, I don't see color, 10, 15 years ago, people would say that, and that would be the polite thing to say, right? Because it's like, but now you can't really say that anymore, because if you don't see color, then you truly don't see me. Because that's the first thing when I walk into a room, that's what you're going to see first.
Do you feel like the women who were involved in these conversations grew from having them, learned things from having them?
I certainly hope so. I can't speak for everybody, but I know some did, for sure.
Well, on a lighter note, you and Sutton have really become, it seems, a dynamic duo over the last year. What was your reaction when you learned she'd get to hold her diamond in season 11?
Oh my God, I felt like she deserved it so much. So when she called me and she's like, you're the first person I'm calling. Oh my God, I got a diamond. We screamed and hollered. It was like ridiculous. I was so happy because I feel like she deserves it. She brings it. The fans love her, and she's really authentic. She's not out to hurt anyone. She said, we all say our little shady remarks, but Sutton's not out to hurt anybody.
I don't think Sutton even realized when she's being shady. I think it's just...
I don't think so either.
But we see in the trailer, she seems to be questioning Erica a lot, not believing what Erica's saying.
You have a lot of nerve.
Don't talk to me like that.
Or what?
Seriously.
Or what?
Or nothing.
Right, exactly. Shut the up.
Erica.
You have said you're proud of how much Erica has shared with the group and how she handled herself amongst everything that was going on. But are you satisfied with the answers she's provided about all that stuff?
I don't know if we know everything. I don't know if we'll ever know anything. And I think Sutton came from a really good place about why she was asking those questions, because this is big stuff we're talking about, and in a way you got to make sure you're protected, because we don't know. We're just talking about it.
Right. It's life-altering stuff, and I think there was even a headline that came out today that was like, prosecutors will be transcribing every line from Real Housewives. So
that's what I'm talking about. Like, we didn't even know going into it that those things are a possibility, and that's what Sutton brought up. And to me, it made perfect sense, and it didn't go well with everybody. Not everybody felt the same way.
Yeah, it didn't go well with Erica, from what it seems. What was your reaction in the moment, seeing her turn to Sutton and grit her teeth and have that kind of extreme reaction?
The thing with that is, I was next to Erica, so her back was turned.
So you just got the ponytail.
I didn't even see it. I got her ponytail, so I didn't see how angry she was. But it wasn't until I saw that scene that I was like, wow. And then, of course, Sutton got really upset, and as she should. That was tough. That was really tough.
Do you believe everything that Erica has told you?
I'm going to plead the fifth.
With any of the lawsuits, did you have a heads up? Is that why you got divorced?
No, I did not.
Oh, I don't think Erica knows everything. And, it's just a tough spot to be in. I mean, her life changed drastically in a matter of, days. I can relate to that. When I got my divorce, it was public. It's hard to live something so personal so publicly, and being on a reality show just amplifies it that much more. So I definitely feel for her, but I feel for the victims.
Yeah.
If this is absolutely true, then my heart goes out to the victims and no one else.
Do you feel like fans will walk away with a better understanding, at least? Because I know not all the information's there, but with more insight into everything she went through?
They'll have more insight, but nobody knows. It's not over yet, right? So nobody knows, but they'll definitely get more insight into what she knows and what she doesn't and stuff like that. But that's her story to tell.
Yeah. Well, looking ahead to everything you shot, what are you most excited for the viewers to experience?
I want the viewers this year to see us have fun. I think last year we got away. There wasn't as much fun because it was all about Denise. And I think we brought some more fun into the season. So I hope you guys get to see that.
And is there anything that the viewers should be bracing for impact for, or that you're going to be bracing for impact for?
I'm bracing. I am holding on right now.
You're buckled in right now, okay?
Hunkering down.